Have you ever had your therapist realize they're in love with you mid-session? Dr. Reeves stopped mid-sentence during our session, stared at her notepad, and said the words that would destroy both our lives. Oh God, I think I'm in love with you. I'd been seeing her for 2 years, working through anxiety and the aftermath of a brutal divorce. She'd been nothing but professional until that Tuesday afternoon when everything shattered. What? I sat up on the couch. Sure, I'd misheard. She put her head in her hands. I'm so sorry. I need to refer you to another therapist immediately. Dr. Reeves, what's happening? I've been in denial, she said, not looking at me. I told myself it was countertransference, that I was just invested in your progress. But when you were describing your date last week, I felt jealous. That's not therapeutic concern. That's personal feeling. My mind went blank. This was the person who'd helped me rebuild after my ex-wife's affair, who taught me to trust again. Now she was saying she had feelings for me? How long? I asked. 6 months, maybe longer. I thought I was managing it. I consulted with my supervisor, increased my own therapy sessions, but it's getting worse. You talk to other people about this? Without identifying you, yes. It's protocol. I should have transferred you months ago, but I convinced myself I could handle it. She finally looked at me. I'm going to lose my license over this. Why are you telling me? Because you were just describing how happy you were with Melissa, and I wanted to scream. That's not okay. You deserve a therapist who wants you to be happy, not one who's jealous of your girlfriend. I stood up to leave, and she stopped me. Wait, I need to give you referrals, and we need to talk about how this affects your treatment. My treatment. Dr. Reeves, you just told me you're in love with me. How is that not going to mess with everything we've worked on? She pulled out a list she'd clearly prepared in advance. These are excellent therapists, Dr. Kim especially. Tell them you need immediate placement due to therapist availability issues. Don't mention this. You want me to lie? I want to protect your continuity of care. I laughed bitterly. My therapist who taught me honesty is essential for mental health wants me to lie to my next therapist. You're right. Tell them the truth. I'll face the consequences. The weight of her career-ending admission hung between us. This woman had saved my life when I was suicidal after my divorce. Now she was throwing away her career because of feelings she developed while helping me heal. Don't report yourself, I said. Just transfer me. No one needs to know. That's unethical. I've already compromised my professional boundaries by continuing to treat you while having these feelings. But you helped me. You saved me. And now I'm potentially harming you by making my feelings your problem. I left that day and never went back. But I also didn't immediately find a new therapist. Instead, I spiraled. Everything we'd discussed felt tainted. Had her advice been genuine or influenced by her feelings? When she'd encouraged me to start dating again, was that real therapeutic guidance or her testing if I was available? Melissa noticed my decline. What happened? You've been different since your last therapy session. I couldn't tell her my therapist had confessed to loving me, so I lied, said I was taking a break from therapy. We broke up 2 weeks later when I couldn't explain my sudden emotional distance. A month later, I googled Dr. Reeves and found her license had been suspended pending investigation. She'd reported herself after all. I felt responsible, even though she'd made her choice. I finally started seeing Dr. Kim, and the first thing I told him was the truth about why I'd left Dr. Reeves. He listened without judgment, then said something that helped. Her feelings were her responsibility, not yours. But the fact that she recognized the harm and removed herself shows professional integrity, even in failure. It took 6 months with Dr. Kim to untangle the damage. We had to revisit everything I'd worked on with Dr. Reeves, determining what insights were valid and what might have been influenced by her feelings. It was like performing psychological archaeology on my own mind. Then I ran into her at a coffee shop. Dr. Reeves looked different, tired, wearing jeans instead of professional attire. She saw me and started to leave, but I called out. How are you? I asked. I'm not your therapist anymore. You don't need to be polite. I'm asking as a human being. She sat down across from me. I lost my license for a year. I'm working at a bookstore now, doing intensive therapy myself. I'm writing up a paper on therapeutic boundaries for when I reapply. I'm sorry, don't be. I violated the most fundamental trust in therapy. You came to me vulnerable, and I developed inappropriate feelings. That's on me. But you recognized it. You stopped it. Too late. I should have transferred you the moment I felt anything beyond professional concern. We sat in awkward silence. Then she asked, are you okay? Are you getting help? Dr. Kim is good. We're working through everything. Everything? Including this. Including you. She winced. I'm so sorry for the harm I caused. You also helped me. For 18 months, you were exactly what I needed. And then I wasn't. No, then you weren't. She stood to leave, then turned back. For what it's worth, those feelings are gone now. My therapist helped me understand it wasn't really love. It was projection. Idealization. I was going through my own divorce, and I projected my need for connection onto you. Does that make it better or worse? Both, I think. I never saw her again. Dr. Kim told me she successfully reapplied for her license, but moved to another state to practice. She specializes in therapy ethics now, teaching other therapists about boundary violations. Last week, Melissa reached out. She wanted to try again. When I explained what had really happened, why I'd pulled away, she was horrified but understanding. Your therapist fell in love with you? She thought she did. It was more complicated than that. How do you trust therapy after that? Because she stopped it. Because she reported herself. Because even in her failure, she tried to protect my treatment. It was a violation, but it was also human. We're taking things slow. I'm still in therapy with Dr. Kim, who's helped me understand that Dr. Reeves' feelings don't invalidate the healing I did with her. The insights were real, even if the relationship became compromised.